Welcome back to the Cool Comic Show. I'm one of your hosts, Damien. Before we get into the video today, I wanted to say thank you everyone for the support. We kicked off our channel this past February, and through all the reactions and the reviews and the My Cool books and everything, you've all been very nice and welcoming. So thank you for all that, and we look forward to bringing you guys some more stuff in 2023. Today we're here to talk about some of my favorite books from 2022. There was a lot of good stories that came out. Some that I didn't include, I'll probably remember those later, but I don't want to make this video too long. But I got a couple of hardcovers here, some trades and that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to share with you all which books I liked reading the most this year. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. Okay, first up is what I think is DC's top story right now, Batman Superman World's Finest, being written by Mark Waid and drawn by the amazing Dan Mora. Shout out to the Jerry Seinfeld variant for number 1. I have number 1 and 2 here. I've been reading the rest of them in digital. Like I said, I think it's just DC at its best right now. It's Batman and Superman kind of just being Batman and Superman together, and what their friendships is one of my favorite friendships in DC overall. And so with this book, it's kind of just them being their classic relationship. Art is amazing. Doom Patrol makes an appearance. Robin, obviously his design, everything design wise is amazing in here. So like I said, it's a classic comic book story in terms of the things that happen in the plot and stuff like that. So if you're interested in something just fun and chill, definitely read Batman Superman World's Finest. I think issue 12 just wrapped up, or it's going to be issue 12, but it's been ongoing this year and it's just a lot of fun. So definitely check this out. And now going from the fun times in World's Finest over to Ice Cream Man Sunday Edition. This is kind of like Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt anthology kind of thing. It's creepy in all the right ways. There's this Ice Cream Man, which again, no spoilers and stuff, but it's just kind of a fun time all around. I was going to make a My Cool books on this in the month of October, but a lot of stuff just kind of happened and everything like that. Overall, just a fun, spooky book. This is volume 1, so there's actually quite a lot of like the single issues that are out right now, but this one collects the first 3 trades, I believe. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, definitely check out Ice Cream Man Sunday Edition volume 1. Now this next one, back to DC, is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I know this is on a lot of people's list for the year, written by Tom King. This book, I would say, in terms of Supergirl and making her an interesting character and separating her from obviously her famous cousin Clark. She's on an alien planet, well, a couple of different alien planets, hunter vigilante kind of mission in a way. It's just a lot of fun. I'm gonna use the word fun a lot because that's what comic books are, fun, but it's her going around these alien planets, helping this one hunter, specifically girl, kind of fight her way through the galaxy, we'll say. But another fun adventure, an emotional adventure. The art in this also as well is amazing. So if you have any kind of interest in Supergirl but want to see what she's like without Superman and kind of how she stands on her own, definitely recommend Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So let's give Marvel a little bit of love. I do have a couple Marvel books in here. If you guys have been watching this channel, you know that Fantastic Four and X-Men are my favorites. This is a book I just got in this week, actually. This one's called Fantastic Four Life Story. If you read Spider-Man Life Story, it's kind of in the same vein in terms of it shows how the Fantastic Four would be aging in real time kind of thing. Like I said, I just got it this week, so I haven't finished it, but it starts, in the 60s and it goes through the decades for each of the Fantastic Four, and it's just, I'm gonna keep using the words, it's a lot of fun. So if you have any interest in Fantastic Four, as far as I've read, I definitely recommend Fantastic Four Life Story. Alright, so we've been giving superheroes a lot of love, aside from Ice Cream Man. Let's give the villains some love here. So this is Rogues from DC, Flash's Rogues Gallery. Obviously, Batman's Rogues Gallery is very famous, but I've always been a fan of Flash's Rogues Gallery because they're kind of more colorful, I would say, in terms of their villains. This was a 3-issue book. I did get the single ones as they came out, but this is the hardcover. And basically what this entails is Flash's villains, mainly Captain Cold. They're kind of old, they're retired, and they want to do one more score, basically one more heist. And so Captain Cold's kind of getting the old crew together. There is a one new member kind of thing, and they're trying to hijack Gorilla City, who obviously is under control under Gorilla Grodd. So it's just like a fun heist, caper kind of adventure. Here's the end of the first issue, Rogues. So I definitely recommend this if you're interested in kind of like, villains in retirement and kind of how that would go. So it's only 3 issues. It's a lot of fun. It is a mature book, so it's, it's not going to be too cheesy, but also have some adult themes. So it's a fun time. Check it out. Next up, also under DC Black Label, which is their mature line, Aquaman Andromeda. So this is issue 1 here. The other ones I've been kind of reading digitally. This one it's a group, without spoilers, It's a group of people who are kind of going on this underwater mission, I should say. And the art is amazing on this. They're kind of looking for something underwater. There's a thing that happens. They get this crew together from around the world, basically this kind of superstar diving group. And the US government is just trying to kind of see what's going on down there. There's like this big disturbance, I should say. This one is just issue 1. There was a splash page I wanted to show. Okay, here's a couple. So yeah, there's this big beast. This book is just kind of, it's very sci-fi-y, if that's a word. You get some glimpses of Aquaman here fighting the beast. Again, this is just issue 1, so definitely recommend Aquaman Andromeda. Also, shout out to Andromeda Arcade, my stream team that I'm part of on Twitch. If you're not already following, I'll put all the links in the description there, but art is sick in this. All right, talking about heartwarming and fun Superman earlier, brings us to Superman Red and Blue. I think technically this hardcover came out at the end of last year, like very late last year, but I actually didn't pick it up until this year, so I wanted to include it. This book it's an anthology series, so it's, you know, a couple different writers, different stories. And obviously the big focus of color is Red and Blue. This one is very emotional, very heartwarming in the sense that there's a lot of stories in here that will make you really, what's the word for it? I guess relate to Superman, but also feel for him and feel connected to him. I recommend this book, especially for people who maybe they feel like, oh, Superman is a boring character or he's too perfect all the time, whatever the case is. Check out Superman Red and Blue. Again, it's an anthology, so it's different writers taking on the stories. So obviously some stories are better than others, but I think overall it's just I'm gonna keep using the word fun experience, but a good Superman story overall. Shows why he's important, why he cares, why he protects the Earth, and why he is a hero to a lot of people, why he matters and that kind of stuff. So Superman Red and Blue, definitely check it out. All right, our last Marvel book before we get to my last choice here, if you see this, little bit of spoiler, but this is Fantastic Four Full Circle. Technically, it was published not by Marvel, it was a different company, but of course Fantastic Four is Marvel. This is by the amazing Alex Ross. So there was a slipcase edition of this book. I wasn't fortunate enough to get one, but this one I did pick up at Comic-Con and it got signed by Alex Ross. God, this artwork is just amazing. Very much classic Fantastic Four in terms of how they were in the 60s, you know, when Stan Lee and Kirby were putting these stories together. You know, if you just kind of know the basics of the Fantastic Four and you kind of just want to jump into this kind of thing, you can definitely just read it and still get a lot of enjoyment out of it. A lot of cool stuff with the negative zone and some of the characters from that. A lot of the classic relationship dynamics that we all love from the Fantastic Four are in here. And of course it's Alex Ross art, so you know, you can't go wrong. Fantastic Four Full Circle, check it out. Now, I did say that Superman Batman World's Finest was probably DC's best right now, but in terms of what was my favorite from this year, I gotta go with Wonder Woman Historia. This issue 1 came out late last year, but issue 2 and 3 came out this year. This is, I'll go through these. This is a story about Diana's mom, Hippolyta, before, you know, the Amazons were a thing, and kind of the whole story of how they became to be the Amazon and Paradise Island and Themyscira and everything like that. It's her whole journey of fighting through with the Greek gods, clashing with the Greek gods, specifically some of the male Greek gods, I should say. This story, this book, this mythos, this character, these characters, excuse me, almost getting choked up here. Wonder Woman, if you guys don't know, is my #1 favorite character. And her whole background, her whole mythos, shout out to Zeus right here, is my favorite. So when this book got announced and when it finally came out, because it was a while, I was very excited. You know, I went to go pick it up day one. If you're a fan of Greek mythology, if you're a fan of Wonder Woman, this is a story for you. Like, even though Diana is not the main character in this, she actually doesn't really appear, spoiler, until the very end. It's a story about her mom and her mom's journey through ancient Greece in a way and fighting with these gods. How the morals, how the ethics, how the background of what would become the Amazon nation came to be. Art is amazing. I know there's been a couple different artists for each book. It's one of those stories that you read it and you're like, wow, it makes you like feel inspired, I guess is the right word. So this is issue 1. I definitely want to show off the other ones. So this one was drawn by Bill Jimenez. Book 2 was Gene Ha with Wesley Wong. Book 1 and book 2, they came out pretty much on schedule, I would say. They did some cool things in book 2 in terms of Artemis, like her appearance here, the way she would show up in the nature and stuff like that. This is Hippolyta kind of going through, again, her clashing with the Greek gods and everything. But yeah, book 1 and 2, they came out on time, and then book 3, which we'll flip through in a second, was supposed to come out a couple months ago, but then it got pushed to this week. So I just got it this week. And I know there was talks that if this book did well enough, they would do more than 3 issues, but as of now, it's only at 3. But again, if you're a fan of Greek mythology, if you're a fan of Themyscira, Paradise Island, Wonder Woman, everything, all that. Again, Diana doesn't show up until the end. She's a baby, but this is a story about her mom and how her mom kind of created what the Amazon nation would be with the help of the gods, of course. So definitely check out Wonder Woman Historia. Hopefully we can get some more. Oh, there's a cool moment here where she's fighting. Oh boy, definitely recommend that. Wonder Woman Historia, my favorite. And that is all my books. So there's my list for 2022. Let me know in the comments if there are any books that, you know, I didn't include that maybe some were your favorites, or even some of books from my list that you enjoyed as well. Thank you again, everyone, for the support this year. We look forward to making you some more content in 2023, and hopefully we keep getting some cool stories like we did this year. Thank you guys for watching.